is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis, I'm going. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with that Kenny Atkinson today, a guy that's taking a head coaching spot possibly in New York. Having a lot of young players on this team like the Mitchell Robinsons, the Barretts, the Neil Aquina, the Kevin Knox, and guys like that has shown that they can possibly be stars in the future if they develop them, if they can really figure it out, as they are very young, below 25 years old. They have guys with different type of skill set, different type of styles. They have veterans on this roster that's trying to make a name and prove themselves. But not only that, they also have the ability to cash in on some of these players and their draft pick if they really want to rebrand and change the identity, because I don't believe they have a franchise player currently on this roster, and I don't really see one in this particular draft that's coming up. But I do see a lot of guys that have the skill sets or have the ability, if coached right and if developed right and then put in the right situation, can really be great integral parts of something special if they do develop the way we hope that they do. The only problem is a lot of these guys haven't developed since they've been in New York. They have only got slightly or worse in the last couple of years, which is not a good thing for the Knicks, because if you're drafting guys young and you feel that they have potential and upside and they haven't even been showing development within these last 2 to 3 years, that's not really a positive thing to look at if you're a New York Knicks fan, but it is true, and that is the reality of y'all situation. But not only that, Kenny Atkinson is a guy that I'm interested in seeing, because he had a similar situation with the Brooklyn Nets, where he was going in there, going to a team that really needed to be rebranded, really try to change their identity, how we think of them, and he went to a team with a young core and in a sticky situation, and he accepted and took the job and really made a difference and really put the Nets back where they needed to be, with D'Angelo Russell and the team that made it to the playoffs last year, with a lot of young players that was able to play their game, and it was fun to watch and they had a blast playing with each other. But they ended up going into a different direction this year, getting Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, and then you put them with the roster that they had last year. They have really enhance their roster and really change into a team that everybody is interested in seeing what they're going to be in the future, with 2 all-star players in Kevin Durant and Kyrie. But before that, they were still playing with Karis LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie, D'Angelo Russell, and a lot of guys that were still trying to make a name or prove that they can play and compete in this league, and they have done that the last 2 years, but they have not become the great elite team that we thought that they would be, and we won't really know that until Kevin Durant officially comes back and start playing again, and then it's going to still take him a couple games to get back to being the player that he possibly could be, or even 80 to 95% of what he used to be, which is something that we really won't know until we see him play and get a couple games under his belt with this team. But they had figured some things out. They figured out their style of play. They figured out how they wanted to play, and it was a fun, enjoyable team to watch last year, and even so this year. And with the team being who they are and being in the position that they are right now, you do have to give credit to Kenny Atkinson coming in there, changing the way we think about them, changing a lot of these players' careers for the better, and allowing us to respect them as a legitimate team in the Eastern Conference and in the NBA, so much that Kyrie and Kevin Durant wanted to hop on this team and join them and try to take this team to another level this season and next year when Kevin Durant officially comes back and plays again. But that's the problem with this team, is Kenny Atkinson gave up before that they actually did something special. He was there through the ugly and the bad, and he had a little bit of good these last 2 years as being a playoff team very quickly, but he never seen them become a championship or elite team, as he's already gone. And the only reason why I bring that up is because when you look at the Knicks, a lot of the coaches on the Knicks are either going within the 1 to 3 years. Is Kenny Atkinson really going to want to endure? Do he really want to stay with this team? And do he really want to deal with the chaos that the Knicks are for the last 25 years? And they've been going through a lot of coaches, going through a lot of organization up organization with the GMs and other positions. They don't have the stability, they don't have the consistency, and they haven't been a winning organization for a long time. And even when they had Carmelo Anthony, who was supposed to be their superstar, they never even made a real run with him on the team, and they never could really figure out the roster either. And that's something that will get on your nerves as a coach. And as Kenny Atkinson, a guy that's been respected around the league, that a lot of people like and want to see him get a second chance with another team, is this the team that you want to go with, just because you might have the similar type of situation that you had in New York, where you're going to a team with a lot of players that really want to prove themselves, really want to make a name for themselves, but also you have a lot of young players that needs to be developed, that needs to get some skills polished up on, and really can need some help to make their game transition better to the NBA. And Kenny Atkinson has proven that he can do that, but he hasn't been able to see it through. And that's one thing I think with the Knicks, when things get ugly, when things get bad, and things just get chaotic, is Kenny Atkinson going to have the endurance? And is he really going to want to see the whole thing through when he had a better chance in Brooklyn, because now they have two superstar top 15 players on their roster, and he decided to go his separate ways when they was almost there to being a competitive championship caliber team, and he chose to leave early. And with the Knicks being a team that's very bad, they've been one of the worst teams for years. Plus, they don't have any superstar players, and the players that they do have on his roster aren't that great, even the young talent, and kind of make you feel like history repeats itself. And is this really the decision that he wants to make? And if it is, he can probably find something better if he hold out and wait a little longer and wait till other positions open. That could be better for him talent-wise, but also have a better organization, a better stability, and probably even give him a better situation of talent that the New York Knicks currently doesn't have at this point in time. And that's the thing that I look at it from Kenny Atkinson perspective. Yeah, it is fun developing talent. It is fun seeing guys become better. It is fun being on that journey. But is it really worth going down the same direction when you can find something more better and more comfortable for yourself? And that's the whole point of having options. You want to see what's the best situation for you. You want to see who is the best position for you. And I don't really believe that the Knicks is one of those positions, as they have proven that for years. And honestly and truthfully, it's a lot of positions that currently may be open that is already better than the Knicks and probably will pay better than the Knicks. And Kenny Atkinson has already proven that he can develop talent, that he can win with young talent. He can get the best out of young talent. He's proven that already. But do you want to do that again when you can have a better situation and a chance to win a title? And he already had a better situation if he would have just stayed with the Knicks, as KD will be coming back next season. And we will look at the Nets as one of the best teams in the East when both him and Kyrie is healthy. He already could have had that with the Nets, and instead he chose to leave. And I don't really see him having a different mentality going to the Knicks, which is a similar situation, a team that's rebuilding, a team that's trying to find a way to transition from bad to good. And I don't really see Atkinson really taking his position. And if he does, it's going to be difficult for him to see this thing out, as to how much chaos this organization has been in the last 5 years. I don't know if anybody really wants to jump up and take this position. And even if they do, I think they can find something better. If they are already a coach that people respect, it's always going to be an opportunity that it's going to be better than the Knicks. And this is one of the worst opportunities that you can possibly have, even if you just want to be a coach in the NBA. They've been going through so many coaches. It's fugazi. And I'm kind of tired of seeing it. And I don't want Kenny Atkinson to be a victim when he can just wait out and get a better opportunity that fits what's better for him and his family. But other than that, when I look at this roster, they have a lot of young players like Ntilikina, like Barrett, like Mitchell, like Kevin Knox, Alonzo Trier that can play, or they have shown the ability to have a lot of upside. But we know Kenny Atkinson can get the best out of them. We know what he can do. But at the same time, a lot of these guys are so far away from being great that you will literally have to take 2 to 3 years just to get them where they need to be before they're even competitive. And do you really want to go through that chaos and the headache to get this team to where it should already be at? But these players are not even guaranteed to hit that potential to even get better. And I do think with this roster, they need to start moving out a lot of these players, because now they're getting over talent with a lot of the players playing the same position, a lot of players having the same skill set, and a lot of players not being able to shoot. Plus, I don't really see none of these guys becoming superstar players. That you need to have that superstar player. You need to find a way to get one, and I don't really see one in this particular draft right now either. That doesn't, because it'd be 1 to 3 years for them too. And you already have a lot of guys that is in this position that's supposed to be great in the future. You already have guys currently on your roster that plays the same position, and you only can really have one or the other. You cannot get your cake and eat it too, because you will either have to pay these players down the road, or you will eventually have to let them go anyway. So I do think that they have some interesting prospects. They do have some guys that can be starting caliber players, which they are not right now. But if you can package a couple of them together and get a superstar and build a new brand, build a new identity, and build a new style of play, maybe you can change the perspective of New York like they did with Brooklyn, and get a guy like Kyrie and Kevin Durant type of level to want to come into the Knicks and really feel like he can bring this team a title. But I don't see one of those guys available right now. And even if I do, the guys that you can offer, you will have to give up a lot of them to make up that difference, or give up a lot of picks in future, even though it won't be that bad because you'll still have some left over. That would, to me, will really sweeten the deal for the Knicks. If you can get somebody special, or you can get somebody that people respect, and you can show, like they did with Amari Stoudemire, which allowed them to get Carmelo, and like we've seen with the Kyrie and Kevin Durant, if you can really find a way to get you a star player, really get this team to being more competitive and more respected, maybe you can get a star that wants to come, and you do have guys and picks that you can toss at to lock that offer up and really set this team on a different trajectory in the future. But currently, right now, this is a team that's very bad. They have been one of the most chaotic and worst teams in the NBA, and they are so far from that. But it can be done, and it can happen, and eventually it will happen. I just don't know if it happened with Kenny Atkinson, and I don't know when it's going to happen either. I can't predict the future. But what I will say is this is a situation where really don't want nobody to work here, and they don't really do right with the coaches anyway, and they don't give them really a good chance or opportunity to really see a lot of this stuff out. And with this team being so bad and being so young, they could be bad for another 2 to 3 years, and they still could be in a similar situation as they have already done that within the last 5 years, going through coaches, going through a lot of different personnel changes, and never really doing anything different, and never really making no progress. And the young players have not really gotten any better within the last 3 years that they've been on the roster, which means that it's going to be a tough situation. And is Kenny Atkinson really going to go through it? Do he really want to see it? And is it really worth it to go through this headache and through all this chaos just to potentially get fired again for not doing your job, when the problem might not be you? It may just be the organization and the personnel that you have obtained. And do you really want to even put yourself in that situation in general, when you can just pick another job that's better and have better talent and just go with that? But that's all I really got to say. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Check out my website and my Facebook page is the same. They both will be in the description in the comment section below. Like the video to show support. Like the Facebook page to show support. Thanks for everybody like the video and like the Facebook page. Also, if you haven't, like and subscribe and share. I make videos just like this every single day. And if you like breakdowns of players, rookies, and legends, if you like discussions, if you like summer league videos, if you like free agency, trade deadline, season previews, and also playoff predictions every single day, because I do try to make videos every day, this is the channel for you, as I try to feed y'all as much basketball knowledge as I can, and I try to do it very frequently, and I love and enjoy this. So if you want to become part of the family, I do offer a lot. And if you don't believe it, check out my channel. Just click the link and check out the videos that I have. I got over 1,000, and I will continue to make videos because I'm in love with what I do. And you should become part of the family because of that. Other than that, Quinn Wade, basketball analysis, I'm gone. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of y'all day. And hopefully the Knicks can get it right. It's going to take somebody that really believes in it. Somebody that's really going to install change. Will it be Kenny Atkinson? Will it never happen? We won't know, but they're in a terrible situation right now, and I would not recommend this position. But at the same time, somebody's going to feel it. I just hope that Kenny Atkinson, who is a respected coach, make the best decision for him and hold out and get a different job, because I wouldn't recommend this one. But other than that, I'm going to enjoy the rest of y'all day.